Hi everybody, welcome to my blog. This is Jean, and I thought today I'll do a video recording for the readers. First of all, I think though I prefer to write things down and I can express myself better certainly when I write things down, but I also believe that there are some things which are better off said than written down. Sometimes things are better off in spoken word, if you know what I mean. And I just thought maybe to really emphasize myself on this one, I'm not even going to write it down. I have sort of kind of got tired of writing lately because I've written so much. And sometimes you get to a point where you just feel so exhausted. It's been such a long road and it's been so painful as well. And I just thought, oh God, I feel so tired of writing. But anyway, I thought for a little change, I'll just do a video recording, and especially with this one, And well, before I say what I want to say, well, I thought it would be nice maybe if you can hear my voice as well. But before I say what I wanted to say, when I first reported Dr. Masocha to the police, this was back in August last year, and at that time I had two very close friends in Agape. One was Kuziva Woodridge and one was Ruvimbo Matorera Siwela, and they were the first people to find out because I told them, because they were my friends, that I reported this guy to the police, Dr. Walter Masocha. And Kuziva called me. I mean, the tables just turned. I mean, they got so angry with me, these two women, after I reported this man of God to the police. I mean, they just ripped into me. And Kuziva called me, then I think the morning after I reported, and she said to me, Jean, how dare you? Do you realize what you're doing? You want to pick a fight with the man of God? Who do you think you are? And one thing you have to know is that the whole church is going to be crying for the man of God, she said. And who's going to be praying for you? We're going to be praying for Dad, for Daddy. Who's going to be praying for you, Jean? And to be honest, I found it quite daunting and quite frightening, because at the back of your head, you'll be like, oh my God, he's a man of God for real. And I'm a nobody. Who's going to be praying for me? But I want to thank God. God works in mysterious ways. I never knew that today I would have emails from people I don't even know saying they're praying for me. And I thank God for the keyboard warriors. I thank God for Team Jean, the people who really support me and pray with me. Your prayers mean a lot to me, and God bless you all. We are going to see justice one of these days. God is not, God, He hears our prayers. He's a faithful God. And anyway, the reason why I'm doing this video recording, I thought I'm not even going to bother to write about this one, Agape for All Nations Ministries International, founded by Dr. Walter Masocha, has finally decided to release a statement. And they've called it a Bulletin 1 on their little website. And I find this rather very interesting. I mean, it's a joke, to say the least. They released a statement after how many months of my blog? Like 4 months? For some weird reason, they think now is the right time to release this statement. I wonder why. And they've started calling it, fun enough, yesterday when they put this little statement of theirs, they called it Internet Statements, but then they changed it shortly to Bulletin 1. It's not a bulletin, Dr. Masocha, Walter. I mean, it's a statement. Just call it what it is. And they start by saying there have been recent postings on social media that have involved and affected so many people in and with links to Agape for All Nations Ministries International. I think that's very rich coming from you, Agape, and Dr. Masocha. I've been the most affected in this whole ordeal. I've lost my home. If you can see where I am right now, this is my 3-bedroom home that I bought some 10 years ago when I was a 21-year-old child. Sorry, not child, young woman. And I bought this house and I've worked so hard for it. But guess what? I'm losing this house because my husband has abandoned me and the children. And the house is going. And I've lost so much at the hands of this ministry. I've lost my beautiful home. I've lost my husband. He's forsaken me and his children. He hasn't seen his kids for over 6 months. I lost a lot. My family, I've lost a lot. I've been abused by Gertrude Musuka, Mburai, Lenton Mburai. I was tortured by Muchengeti Hove and Francis Aturia. I was used and bullied by Sandra Masocha, Tutani, Chihuri. I've been really, I've gone through a lot in this church, and I have lost a lot. And then for you to come up with this little statement and not even address what I've gone through and what I've written on my blog and the issues of the abuse. Walter Masocha, really? I mean, do you even call this a statement? You know what? I can see right through you, Walter Masocha. And all I can say to your little statement is that, you know what? This is as shallow as a puddle. You couldn't even come up with something with substance. This is the best you could do according to all the allegations that have been, said against you. And this is the least you can do. Say that you've got one wife, Judith Masocha. Who freaking cares how many wives you've got? I find this it's an insult. But anyway, you know what? As I said, I'm not even going to write about your statement. I thought I'll actually post on the blog and do a video recording of what I really think. And I'm not gonna shut up, and I'm not gonna stop fighting for justice, okay? Because I've lost a lot. It's been a very painful road, and it's still painful. Because I'm still suffering. It's not over yet, okay? So it's still a very long and painful road. So for you to come up with this statement and actually ignore me in the statement and pretend my blog and Jean doesn't exist, you gotta be kidding me. For you not even to acknowledge that you ruined somebody's life and the life of my 3 children, and that you broke my marriage, and that you abused me sexually, Walter Masocha. For you not to even acknowledge that in your statement, I wouldn't even call it a statement, okay? I don't know what the heck that is that you've released, but I think it's time to face the music. You want to release a statement after 4 months of the blog running? What the heck? I'm sorry, but what the heck? But anyway, you know what? My God is a God of justice. And to the keyboard warriors and to the Team Jean and all the people who support me, please come to the event in a month's time, 1 March, International Women's Day. I would love to meet you all, guys. I want to meet you, and I think it's going to be really, really powerful. So